Hi friends, I hope you're doing well. Today I'm going to be showing you my best kept beauty secret yet. I'm going to be sharing with you guys how to achieve your best looking makeup possible. And if you're watching this on upload day, as soon as this goes live, I'm so excited because it means that our brand new RAVIE Beauty Signature Skin Dream Barrier Cream is now live on ravie.com. It's available now. This product, you guys, transformed my skin and my makeup. I'm gonna be going way more in depth today on how exactly I like to use it, and hopefully you'll be able to literally see how stunning it makes both my skin and my makeup look. This is genuinely my dream cream. It has changed the game for me personally and everyone who's tried it so far. I can't wait for you guys to try it, and it's available now, so be sure to check it out in the link down below. In case you missed my video where I talked all about this, the ins and outs, obviously, I'm gonna be sharing a little bit more in this video too, but if you wanna really geek out about this and hear the whole backstory, I'll have my reveal video linked down below for you guys. There's just so much to say about this. This has a story behind it, and I'm so proud of it, and I can't believe it's here. It's launch day. I said this in my reveal video, but I genuinely feel like this is one of my best kept beauty secrets for the past several months. We've actually been working on this for about a year now total, which is crazy to think, but this has genuinely transformed the game for me when it comes to both my skin and my makeup. I'm gonna show you exactly how I like to apply it. And it was so important for me that our first skincare launch, which is so exciting for RAVIE Beauty, was something that could work for as many people as possible and something that obviously plays really well with makeup. So I designed it to be that way. You can also use it in your everyday routine, both morning and night as far as skincare goes, and it will actually give you visible results, which is what I wanted. I didn't just want like a cute hydrating priming moisturizer. I wanted something that actually made a difference short term and long term, and that's what we ended up with. Let me show you all my secrets now that I can. I'm gonna go ahead and pin my hair back before we get into things. I actually received a comment on YouTube not too long ago, and I wanted to read this because I feel like this is going to help anyone who's looking for a tutorial like this. Sydney said, could you do a video of how to keep skin hydrated underneath makeup, but the catch without ending up with a glowy complexion? This is the bane of my existence at the moment. I love looking matte, probably because I'm scarred from an oily teenager childhood, and I don't like the trendy glow look on me. This would be so helpful. I feel like this type of comment and that balance is really tricky. And when I saw this, I was like immediately wanting to tell you about Dream Cream, but I couldn't yet because this is something that will really, really deeply hydrate the skin. We did a couple of clinical studies and tests and got some amazing results to prove it. But this is something that will hydrate the skin without making you look oily or greasy, which was my goal. So it's gonna really plump up the skin, prime things, and get things ready for makeup. You can get it to look a little bit more glowy depending on the amount that you use. So keep that in mind as well. So in order to have your best makeup, you really need to do skin prep. And I feel like when it comes to makeup artistry, you've probably heard this before, but it's really, really important to prep the skin. And this Dream Cream combined with our Lip Renewal Treatment Oil has been my favorite way to prep both the skin and the lips before makeup for months and months and months. So I'm gonna go ahead and use a bit of our Dream Barrier Cream, and I'm gonna go ahead and apply this all over the skin. And hopefully you're able to see, you can literally feel, I can't wait for you guys to try this because you can literally feel how quickly it absorbs. It actually has a nanotechnology within it that allows the particles to be so small to actually sink into the skin, which means that the actives are also able to go into the skin, not just sit on top. So what you're feeling and seeing is real results, not just ingredients in the cream that sits on top of the skin. It absorbs really quickly and it does not leave a greasy finish. It's very balancing and leaves the skin very bouncy. Like you can see, it's already absorbed in real time, like as I've been talking, it already has sunk in. And I also made sure I asked for this texture to give a slight little grip to the skin so that if you do choose to wear it underneath makeup, which is what I designed it for, you don't have to, but if you do, it does have that little grip to it that's almost primer-like. For me, skin prep for makeup is just best if you use a great moisturizer, and this has been the best moisturizer since we landed on this final formula for me personally to use to prep for makeup. it's just beyond. Now I'm gonna take my RAVIE Beauty Lip Renewal Treatment Oil, and this is also something that's gonna deeply nourish your lips so that by the time we get to our lip combo at the end, our lips are gonna be perfectly primed and prepped. Hopefully you can see this does give a very healthy glow to the skin. There's no pearl in this cream though, and the glow genuinely comes from that immediate hydration. It literally gives the skin almost a bounce. It has peptides and ceramides and other really amazing barrier boosting ingredients that just help with the overall health of your skin immediately and over time. I've noticed with this cream, for me personally, I struggle a lot with redness, and so there's so many calming ingredients that I made sure to include in here so that your skin just can be its healthiest and its best. Whether you're using this morning or night, or you can be like confident knowing that the actives have absorbed into the skin underneath makeup. They've created a little safe barrier to protect the skin underneath makeup as well. And your skincare is working while you're wearing makeup and getting better and better over time. So our Dream Barrier Cream has sunk into the skin so beautifully. Now it's time for foundation. And you guys know I have kind of like a sandwich method when it comes to a really beautiful end result when it comes to makeup, and that's to add moisture first, then we do our makeup, and then we'll do a little bit of moisture with a setting spray at the end to create almost a sandwich. That way, if you do use any powder products, which for me personally I love using for the longevity, it will take away any of the powdery finish and literally look like skin. I mentioned this in my reveal video, but another thing I love to do, and you don't have to do this all the time, you can go directly into a straight up foundation or tinted moisturizer after prepping your skin with Dream Cream. But if you do want to kind of alter the texture of, say, a more Longwear matte foundation like this one, you guys have heard me talk about this a million times, I love mixing this into foundations as well to sheer out the coverage and to continue to give the skin more of that bounce. So this is something where you will have to assess your own skin situation. If you have more oily skin, you might want to skip this step. If you've got extra dry skin and you want that extra boost of plumpness and bounce in your foundation, it's great to add this into it. If you want to skip the step of prepping with it, you can and just go directly into mixing this with foundation. I typically do both. Like, I love to let the initial layer sink in all over the skin and then combine my foundation with a lot less of this so that it's not too much hydration. But the great thing is it just leaves your skin so balanced. So I'm going to show you guys how I personally really like to mix this in with foundation. So I'll show you guys how I love to take my more full coverage matte finish foundations and transform them into more of a tinted moisturizer that still has longevity because you've got the Longwear formula, but it's gonna have more of that glowy bounce within the texture when you add a bit of Dream Cream. So I'll do about that much foundation, and then you can do about half and half. Sometimes I do a little less of the moisturizer, especially if I've got a full layer on right here all over my skin already. So that was about 1 pump of Dream Cream and 1.5 pumps of foundation. You can play with this a little bit to really see what works best for you, but I'm gonna go ahead and just mix the two on the back of the skin. And I've tried this with so many different foundations, and I love how it doesn't like mess with the base formula of foundations. It just seamlessly combines, and then you can feel the Dream Cream in there absorbing into the skin, and it creates more of a tinted moisturizer type of effect and adds more of that kind of like barrier bounce, lightweight, plumping hydration into the foundation. And I just love how my complexion looks when I do this because it wears so well. Since the cream that's mixed in there is not greasy and it absorbs into the skin, it just like plumps up the skin and keeps such a gorgeous longevity. It's my absolute favorite little hack and trick, and I am so thrilled that I can finally show you. I feel like I've been unintentionally like not able to be as honest with you guys about what I'm loving and how I'm getting my skin to look its very, very best because I was needing to gatekeep Dream Cream from you all this time. But this is genuinely one of my absolute favorite new little hacks to give you seriously the best looking complexion of your life when it comes to makeup and even without makeup. Honestly, that's the best part about it, is my skin has just like looked better and better and better the longer I've used this. So you can see what's normally a very matte full coverage foundation has that similar glow that the cream gives the skin on its own, but it's not like super greasy. It has a bounce to it. I don't know. I keep saying that word because it's genuinely like the best word to describe what this cream does for me personally. It gives such a good bounce. It balances out the skin. It's so good. Okay, I've also been really loving for this type of a look to use this right here, which is not a new product. You guys know how much I love this, but this is something that really kind of adds to that plumped up effect. It has like a gel formula, so I feel like it plays really well with Dream Cream or anytime I'm mixing this in with a foundation. I love using this. It just kind of completes the vibe that we're going for. So I'm gonna take that on a BK Beauty 115 brush, and I'm just gonna start stamping this around the forehead and any place that I want a little extra structure and shape. Now this shade is one that's not too much deeper than my skin tone, and for that super natural effect that we're trying to achieve, especially with complexion, I feel like the shade works well for me, and it's something that I love using on like an everyday basis because of that. I just want my skin to look healthy and plump and bouncy and not makeup-y, which this product is perfect for. So we're just applying that all over the skin, and then I'm gonna tap that in with my sponge. Next, I'm going to apply my current favorite concealer. This to me just looks like skin as well. This is a little bit of a deeper shade than what I typically reach for, but to be transparent, that shade is packed in my hospital bag currently because I'm filming this before going on maternity leave. So I'm just gonna have to make this color work. This is the Tarte Creaseless Creamy Concealer. This is the shade 22 Light Neutral. I usually use something a bit lighter, but this will work today. So I'm gonna go ahead and just use my sponge to blend that out underneath the eyes. I also love to do a little concealer kind of underneath the jawline, just to add a little bit more like of a subtle sculpt to the cheeks. And then I'm gonna press it into the chin a bit as well for a super natural looking complexion. And especially if like my makeup isn't supposed to look ultra glam, I don't always put concealer on the forehead. I feel like less is more when it comes to the products on the forehead in order to make it look like you're not even wearing makeup. So we're gonna kind of stick to that rule. Oh, my skin feels so good, so hydrated, so plump, glowy but not greasy. Now, you guys know how much I personally love a powder on an everyday basis. Don't be scared of powder, and especially if you're like Sydney, who left that comment, who wants to feel hydrated but have a little more of a matte finish. This is where powder comes in. Because we have that bounce and that plumpness from the cream, when you add a powder on top, it's gonna absorb a little bit of that cream, but it's not gonna be drying, which is the best part. So I'm gonna go in with this Huda Beauty powder. You guys know this is my holy grail. I've been using the Mario one a lot as well, but this one is my tried and true. I'm gonna use the shade Cupcake today, and I'm just gonna go ahead and press that underneath the eyes to set. And this is where you're gonna want to assess your own situation as well. I personally get the oiliest through the T-zone, so I'm gonna go ahead and set the face with the most powder in this area here. And hopefully you can see, it visibly obviously mattifies, but my skin doesn't feel dry. This powder formula is also one that just doesn't feel drying on me in general, but having that extra hydration that's not greasy underneath, I've noticed just helps my makeup feel more balanced throughout the day, because through so much trial and error, you guys, I've noticed that like if you overhydrate, like it's a tricky balance between hydrating the skin and looking super glowy or greasy, or not hydrating enough, and then sometimes that actually makes my oils overproduce and makes me look more oily as well. So having the right product prepped underneath is really key. And then something that will still hydrate the skin, like actually hydrate the skin, even if you're wearing powder, so that your makeup just looks better and better throughout the day versus breaking down and getting greasy and sliding around. So that was the goal when creating this Dream Barrier Cream. I had to have all of those things. And dare I say, we sure did it. It's just so good underneath makeup. I'm taking a little bit of powder onto the sides of the face because, you know, this isn't necessary if you have super dry skin on the sides of the face, but just for longevity and more of an evenness, I like to put just a bit of powder on the sides of the face as well. Next up, I'm gonna go in with one of my favorite products ever. This is also from RAVIE Beauty. This is our Endless Diffusion Everyday Baked Blush in the shade Paradise. Now, Paradise to me just kind of gives you that super natural looking flush. It's not gonna look super blushy. It's kind of like a bronzer in a way. And it's my favorite to use for looks like this. You can see, you can just kind of like start tapping it into the skin. It's gonna add back in a little bit more color without looking too over the top. I love the baked formula in this as well because it's a powder, so you get the longevity, but we also made sure to make it a very creamy powder so that when it touches the skin, it melts even more and literally looks like a creamy finish. But it's not overly glowy either. I was so picky with this, and I'm very careful when it comes to shine and shimmer in the makeup products that I develop because I had such acne prone skin, and I still deal with a bit of texture, especially on my cheeks. And it's just the worst when you're trying to make your skin look smooth and there's too much like pearl in it and it just emphasizes lines and texture. This does not do that. You can see that it just kind of like adds a gorgeous flush to the skin. It's seriously so pretty. I love applying it on the forehead, the chin, across the nose, into the eye socket. I literally put this absolutely everywhere. I feel like that's a good amount for me personally. I also love applying it like kind of in the temples. I don't know why. It just does something for me. I really love it. Next, we're gonna go ahead and fill in the brows using my Holy Grail brow pencil, also from RAVIE Beauty. This is our easy everyday brow pencil, and this was also designed to give you the most natural looking brows of your life, okay? That's my goal. I feel like I have become so passionate about creating things that are that happy medium between really effective, very high quality cosmetics that look like skin, you know what I mean? Or in this case, look like your brows. I feel like that's always the fear, right? When it comes to makeup, no matter the category, is like it not looking natural. And I feel like that's the best part about makeup and about what I've learned over the years trying so many products and techniques are just these little hacks or certain formulas that end up looking so natural. And so they just boost your natural beauty, they boost your confidence, and you just don't have to worry about not looking or feeling like yourself. You know what I mean? And that's what this brow pencil does. Brows are not a strong point for me personally. I don't have the best, most fullest brows, so a brow pencil is non-negotiable for me on like an everyday basis. And the wrong brow pencil or brow situation can really botch my confidence, which is why the right brow pencil, which is this one for me, makes me feel so confident. Like I just feel like my brows look like my actual brows if they were as full as I would like them to be. By the way, I wear the shade dark brown. Just gonna continue to kind of fill in all the sparse areas until I'm happy with how everything looks. I kind of have to go back and forth on my brows anyway to balance the two. Since I have to fill in quite a bit of both of my brows. Okay, I feel like that's good. Let's do a little mascara. I'm gonna do a tried and true for me. This is the Maybelline Lash Sensational Mascara. I've loved this one for years. It just gives me the prettiest like fluttery lashes. And for a look like this where we're trying to just look natural, I'm not gonna go super intense with the amount of mascara that I'm wearing with the look like this. So I'm just gonna blink into the wand a couple of times until it evenly coats the lashes, but I'm not gonna go too ham. I want the lashes to look soft and fluttery. I want this makeup look to be extremely skin focused. So I'm just gonna kind of lightly coat the top and bottom lashes. You can skip the bottom lashes if that's not your vibe for an everyday basis. I personally love a bottom lash mascara, so I'm gonna apply just a bit to the lower lashes as well. This is such a perfect everyday natural look. Okay, now that we've got basically the entire look done, I'm gonna go ahead and wipe off the excess lip oil and any foundation that got on the lips. And then let's do a little natural looking lip combo. So I'm gonna use the RAVIE Beauty Soft Definition Longwear Lip Liner in the shade Fig. Fig is our current most mauve shade, which matches like, or most closely matches right now, my natural lip color. So I'm gonna go in with Fig, and I purposely designed this to be really versatile as well and to give longevity, but also have a little bit of a lower pigmentation than a lot of lip liners, especially Longwear lip liners, so that you could still build up the pigment. So that's what I like to do. I'm just gonna kind of sculpt, like draw out the lip line and then use my finger to blend it out so that we get nice, very softly defined lips. And for an everyday situation, I like to blur it out with my finger. These can obviously get very pigmented, and if you're doing like more of a full glam look, you can boost the coverage and get like more of that proper lip liner sculpted look, which I do all the time as well. But for a look like this, where we're trying to just enhance our natural beauty, you know, smudging it out with your fingertip is the best little trick for me. Next, we're gonna go into Effortless Lips. This is what we launched RAVIE Beauty with, and it is a fan favorite for a reason, and I'm so glad you guys love this as much as I do. This is like a hybrid between a lipstick, a gloss, and a balm. This is the shade Dahlia, and for a really natural look, I'm not gonna apply too much. I'm just gonna kind of put a little bit on and then press it into that lip liner with my fingertips so that it just kind of has like a soft, hydrated, very cushiony, pillowy type of a finish and feel. I could wear this look for the rest of my life. I love it. Okay, now we're going to assess the situation. Honestly, I feel like my skin looks so hydrated that I wouldn't necessarily even need to go in with a setting spray, but setting spray really does boost the longevity of your makeup. So if you want, even with a natural look, to boost that longevity, I highly recommend a setting spray. So I feel like I'll use one today. And let me use one that's a little bit more Longwear. I'm gonna use the Fenty Beauty one today. Give that a little shake. Make sure my makeup is where I want it, which I do believe it is. I'm just adding a little more of Paradise blush. Let's do a little mist all over the face for that boost of longevity. Because for me, it's like, why would you even bother? Even with an everyday no makeup type of a look, I still want it to last, you know what I mean? So once that's kind of dried down, I'm gonna take my sponge and just go over everything one last time. And you can see because of that powder sandwich with the moisturizer, powder products, and then a setting spray, my skin literally looks like skin. That's the goal. I'm gonna go in with a bit of my Benefit Brow Setter to finish, because I cannot live without a good brow gel. And there you have it, my friends. This is how you're gonna get the most natural looking makeup of your life so far. I hope you can see just like the complexion specifically, how it literally looks like skin, but it's not overly dewy to where it looks greasy, because I feel you on that. I am not somebody who wants to look greasy, and there's a fine line. This routine will make your skin just look plump, feel hydrated. It will balance the skin underneath the makeup so that it's not overcompensating for whatever reason. And your dry areas will be hydrated, oily areas will be more calm and won't overproduce oils, and you'll be left with the most beautiful natural finish. I wanna show you guys the before and after right here so you can see how natural it looks and how my skin looks like skin, even though I'm wearing what many would consider a full face of makeup. I genuinely hope that you guys found this video helpful. It's my goal to teach you not just techniques, but also to behind the scenes formulate and come up with products like Dream Cream that will actually help you achieve what I feel like is super important to me when it comes to my makeup, and it's something that a lot of people are concerned about when it comes to makeup, and that is just to make it look natural, right? We just want to be the best versions of ourselves and feel like the most natural, authentic versions of ourselves, especially when it comes to everyday makeup. So I hope that this tutorial kind of helps you see how you guys can achieve this type of a look without feeling so far out of your comfort zone, and also while giving your skin extra TLC and being confident that it will work with your makeup the way that it was designed to. So I hope you guys love this makeup routine. Genuinely, I could wear this look for the rest of my life. I know it's nothing revolutionary, but it's realistic for me, especially as a busy mom. I'm sure for many of you guys as well, something like this is just foolproof and reliable. And we all have like our go-to everyday look. And with those everyday looks, we need them to last. We need them to look natural. We want to feel good and feel confident. So I hope that this tutorial inspires you, and I hope you give it a try. I also hope that you try out our Dream Cream, you guys. The Signature Skin Dream Barrier Cream genuinely changed my life. I love it so much. So much heart and soul went into this, and I cannot believe that it launched today. It is so exciting. So again, you can head to ravie.com to pick yours up. I hope you love this as much as I do and as much as our entire team does. You guys, I'm just so excited. I'm so excited to be introducing skincare into RAVIE Beauty's lineup. Skincare has become such a huge part of my personal confidence and beauty routine, especially after struggling with acne for over a decade. I really feel like it makes sense for me, and I love that I get to create not only what I feel like is the best makeup for you guys that's going to make your skin look like skin, but also now making skincare for you to really help take care of your skin and prep your canvas, work simultaneously and harmoniously with all of our makeup products so that you have the best of both worlds and you do not have to choose between good makeup or good skin. You can have both, okay? And I'm here to make sure that happens. I love you all so much. Thank you for watching today's video. Thank you for supporting RAVIE Beauty the way that you have. I cannot wait to see you guys using our Dream Barrier Cream. I hope that it boosts your confidence the way that it has with me. It really does make me feel so confident in my skin. There's really nothing that I've personally tried like this out there, and I can't wait for you guys to see your skin just be as happy and healthy as possible, which in turn will hopefully make you happier and will also make your makeup look healthier. I'm just so excited. I appreciate you guys so much. Don't forget to check out Dream Barrier Cream at ravie.com. I love you all. I hope you have an amazing day wherever you are, and I'll see you in my next video. Love you. Bye.